Hello all, welcome to R&D Labs with me Rohan, and today we are switching on to a very new subject, which is notifications. And first up, we are going to check how to implement Google Firebase notifications in your Swift project. So let's get started. So for this tutorial, I have already created a project by the name test FBGCM, and the bulk of the coding that we are going to do will be done on the app delegator Swift class. So please pay attention and follow along. Secondly, we are going to register the project inside Google Firebase Console, and then we will be going on to the Apple developer account. And if you don't have the Apple developer account, please create one because you'll be needing that in this tutorial. So let's get started. So first up, what we're going to do is we are going to go to our Firebase console and are going to register, or rather create a new project. Okay, so let's open up my Safari, and this is the Firebase console. I will add the link in the description box below for your reference. So first up, just go ahead and click add project and enter your project name. I'll say test GCM. Okay, I'll put FB for Firebase. Okay, and I'll just click continue. And it is recommended always to enable the Google Analytics for this project. So I just go ahead and happily click continue. And I will have to select a plan, which is my default account for Firebase, and I'll just click create project. So it will take some time for us to create a project inside the Firebase console. So let's wait for that. All right, so the project is created, and let's click continue. Wow, so we are in the console now. We are in the Firebase console, and to the left we have all the products within Firebase that you can use. And to our interest is cloud messaging right up here. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in our tutorial today. So we will be clicking the iOS since we are going to do that in Swift. So let's go ahead and click that. And over here, we will have to register our bundle identifier. So where is our bundle identifier located? You'll have to open your Xcode. And over here, we already have the bundle identifier that is within the general. And you just have to copy this. And I will have to open Safari again and paste that. Okay, and let's give us a name. So let's say test GCM, and it's okay, you don't need to have the App Store ID over here, and go ahead and click register app. This is a very important step. You need to download the GoogleService-Info URL file. So I will have to download it over here. And just click next after this. This is a pod installation for the Firebase Analytics. Okay, but before doing this, let's go ahead and add the Google Service info.plist file into our project. So let us open the downloads folder and let us open the Xcode together. And we have to just drag and drop the Google Service info.plist file into our project. And there you go. So the Google Service-Info.plist file is added to your project. We will get back to this sometime later in the tutorial. Okay. Next up, we will have to install the pods for the Firebase Analytics and also Firebase Messaging. Okay, so but this is not mentioned over here. So for that, we will have to go into the documents and find out what is a pod command for Firebase messaging. This is really bad from Google. They should have added the Firebase messaging as well into the steps, but they haven't added. Okay, so let's go and open up the Firebase document. And where do you find that? You will actually get it from the main Google Firebase console. If you go to the home page, and if you go to documents, and over here is the engage section. So within the engage section is your messaging, which is right here. So open that. You can open introduction, and you can jump right in to where we are right now. Okay, so let's go and open the iOS client. There you go. This is what I was talking about. So they have excluded the Firebase messaging pod within the steps. Okay, so this is actually not good. So this is what is mentioned in the steps. They have excluded the Firebase messaging. So we are not going to miss that out. So first up, my terminal is ready. I will go and install the pod for my project. So let's say pod init. Alright, and I like to just close my project, so I will close that, and I will have to open up the pod file for my project. Okay, so let's go ahead and open that. So I am into my project and I'm going to open up the pod file, and over here if you just go to the documentation, I will just copy this part over here and I will have to paste it in my pod file. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now. That's it. I will first save, and then I will go back to my terminal and I will just type in pod install, and we will wait for the pods to install, which are for Firebase Analytics and Firebase Messaging. Okay, so now the pods are installed. So what you need to do is, instead of opening up the project file, you need to open up the XC workspace file. Okay, so you will have to head down to your project folder, and over here this is the project file that you normally open up in Xcode. But once the pods are installed, you need to open up the XC workspace file. So let's go ahead and click that, and that's it. So the project is loaded and you have your pods within it, which is for the Firebase Analytics and Messaging. So I will just maximize so that I can make some room over here, and you will have to go and open up the app-delegate.swift class. But before that, let's go and open up our project, and within the settings you will have to add in the capabilities for the push notifications. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the signing and capabilities, and over here just click the little plus sign to the left and just type in push notifications. It will take some time to add in the capabilities, so we'll wait for that file. That's it, the push notification capability is enabled. So let's do a quick build and see whether things are alright or not. It's taking a while to build actually. So let it take some time. So we will go to app-delegate.swift class, and over here we will have to import the Firebase class. Okay, so let's go ahead and click import Firebase. Okay, and that's it. So the first import statement is done, and this is the only import statement that you need to do for this tutorial. Okay, and we will just follow along the documentation so that we are not missing out any steps. Over here in the application.did finish launching with options method, you need to just type in firebase.configure, and there are a couple of steps, a couple of more methods that you need to add in the app-delegate.swift class. Okay, so after doing this, what you need to do is you need to copy the code to register for remote notifications. Okay, and this is where the iOS pops up and asks the user whether this app is allowed to send you notifications. Okay, and this is where you are authorizing the app for sending out the notifications to you. Okay, so I will just copy this part, and you need to add this in the app-delegate.swift class. So let's do it here. Okay, now you will see this delegate error, so just allow Xcode to fix it, we need to add the UN user notification center delegate to our class. So let's add that, and this error will go. Next up, you need to set the messaging delegate to self. Okay, and I believe over here also a warning message will come up. So let us add this to our code, and we will have to add in the delegate for messaging as well. Okay, so that's it. So we have the error, and we need to add the messaging delegate to our app delegate class. So this error will also go. And next up, the block that is written over here, it is to fetch the current registration token. Okay, so this is like a handshake between your app and the Google Firebase console, or rather Google Firebase messaging console. Okay, so this is the handshake. This is for fetching the message token. Okay, so this is a very important step, and we will have to copy this to our app did finish launching with options method. Once you do that, you just copy paste that to our method. You can actually replace this step, and you can replace it with the print statement if you need to, but in my opinion you don't really need it, because it is actually returning the same token to you. So you can actually comment this out, or you can rather process it by adding it to a label or a text view or something like that. Okay, so I'm just leaving it up to you. So let's move ahead, and over here we will have to write in a function, okay, to monitor the token refresh whenever the token is updated. Okay, so this is a function, a ready-made function. So we will have to copy this, and we will have to add it as a function within our app delegate .swift class, and I will in fact create a separate section for messaging. Okay, and we will have to paste it here. Okay, so once you do that, we are almost done with the first few steps that are required to register our app with the Firebase console. Okay, so let us also copy this, and this is another step for mapping our APNS with the token registration. And APNS stands for Apple Push Notifications. Okay, and we are going to map our push notifications with our device token. Okay, so this is the step, an essential step. So we will have to copy this and paste it to our app delegate .swift class. So I think we are almost done with the registration part, but what to do in case if your app receives the notification. Okay, so those lines of code is yet to be done, and Google Firebase documentation already provides them to us. So let's head back to our documentation part, and you need to go and open up the link called as receive messages in an iOS app. So just open that up, and it will show you this page. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is copy the section which is under the handle alert notifications. So there are parameters which are different. So this says will present, and this says did receive. Okay, so this is when the app receives a notification. So these are the handlers for that. Okay, so just copy this into our app delegate.swift class, and we will just copy this into the section below our messaging comment. Okay, so this is where we are going to add it, and I think you can uncomment this out. So these two lines of code, you can uncomment this, and let's give it a good build. Yes, you will receive an error because we aren't creating an extension over here. Okay, so we don't need this at all. Okay, and we will have to uncomment this, and we will have to remove one of the extra curly braces. Let's give it a good build. Yes, there is one more warning message which I like to change, and which is for the alert. Okay, what does it say? Alert was deprecated in iOS 14.0, so use notification presentation option list and UN notification presentation option panel. Okay, so instead of the alert, we will have to change this to add in a banner, also a list. Okay, and that's it. So you need to kind of change the completion handler and pass in the banner and the list instead of the only alert which was passed earlier. Okay, so let's give it a build and see. Fantastic. Okay, now let's head back to our Firebase console, and there is one more function that we need to copy, and that is to handle silent push notifications. Okay, and let's copy this into our app delegate.swift class. That's it. So we are done with this, and let's uncomment the line which was commented, and we will have to kind of fix this error which says let message ID is equal to user info GCM message ID key. So this is actually we need to create a variable by the name GCM message key. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's write let GCM message ID key is equal to, and what will you pass over here? Basically anything. Okay, so I will say rnd-labs.me. okay, and I will just leave it right there. Okay, and I will just build it and see whether things are all right. Perfect. Okay, so all the code that you have written to register and to receive the notification is complete. Okay, but there are some configuration part that you need to do, and for that what we need to go and do is we need to open up our Apple developer portal, and let's do that for now. And you will have to create a push notification key and download the P8 file and link it to your project within Google Firebase Console. So let's go ahead and open up our Apple developer portal. So it's right here. I have pinned the tab to Safari, and over here the first thing that you need to do is open up the certificates, identifiers and profiles link. So once you do that, you will be greeted up with this page, and all you need to do is go ahead and open up the keys section over here. Okay, so this is the keys section, and we need to create a key for that. Okay, and just give it a name probably. Okay, so I like to name it similar to what my project is all about. So let's say FPGCM. Okay, and you need to click the Apple push notification checkbox over here. Just click that, and once you do that, you need to click this button over here which says continue. Apple has some bug over here, and I've just tried to hover my mouse over it, and it's okay now. So let's click continue, and once you do that, it will just ask for a confirmation. Just click register, and you are done. So you have the download your key page, you have the name for that key, you have the key ID which is right here, and the service is Apple push notification service. Okay, so this is the P8 file that will be generated once you download from here. So the P8 file is generated or rather downloaded to our Mac. Okay, so we will get to that in a minute, and we need to first rather finish the project that we were creating in our Firebase console, isn't it? So let's open up our Firebase console. We were right here. Click next. This is already been done by us. Just click next and just click continue to console, and you are done. Okay, so the project is created, the console is ready for you for that app, and all you got to do next is you have to go to the project, which is right here, the project overview. Click project settings, okay, and go into the cloud messaging tab, which is right here. And over here, as you see, there is no APNS authentication key. Okay, so you need to upload the P8 file that we had downloaded from the Apple developer portal. So let's go ahead and click the uploads button, and which will show the pop-up window to upload the P8 file. Okay, so let's click browse over here, and it should go and open up the P8 file in my downloads folder. So let's click that and click upload, and your P8 file is ready. This right here is your key ID, so you don't have to go back to the Apple developer portal to fetch your key ID. Just copy that and paste it right here, and you have to enter your team ID over here. Okay, so the team ID is similar to what you see on the developer portal, which is right here. Okay, so I'm just hiding that from you guys. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that and paste it here. Okay, so this is my team ID, and just click upload. And that's it. So the file, the P8 file is uploaded. You have the key ID and you have the team ID for that particular P8 file. Okay, so what we will do now is I always recommend that whenever you are testing anything regarding the Firebase console, anything, okay, please test this on a physical iOS device. Okay, I have mentioned this earlier even in my tutorial for Crashlytics, that you need to test anything regarding the Firebase on your physical iOS device, and please do not switch on the debug mode for that. Okay, so just disconnect the debug mode, just run the app by itself on an iOS device to test and see how Firebase works on it. Okay, so let's give a final build to our app, and then I will connect my iPhone and copy the app onto my iPhone. Okay, so let's go ahead and build this. Build is successful, and I will go ahead and copy the app to my iPhone right now. So my iPhone is connected, and before going on any further to copy the app into my iPhone, there's one more step that we need to do. If you remember that we told like we will be getting back to the GoogleService-Info URL file in some time. This is a very important step, guys. So all you got to do over here is just copy whatever is written within the reversed client ID key. Okay, just copy this, and you need to go to your project settings, go to the info section, and over here just expand the URL types. And you don't have a URL type, which is obvious, so just click the plus sign over here and just copy this within the URL schemes text box over here, and just press enter, and you are done. Okay, so let's go ahead, and as we told, like, we need to run this within the physical iOS device, which is my iPhone that is connected. So my iPhone is nice and ready, it is configured, and the screen is getting recorded. So let's go ahead and run this app on my iPhone. Okay, so the first thing that you will be seeing is like the notification will be up from the app. Okay, so the app is copied, and the first thing that it will ask you is whether this app would like you to send the notifications. Okay, so you need to allow this for this tutorial. Okay, and this is all that needs to be done as of now on the app. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach the app. Okay, so where do you send the notifications basically? Okay, so you need to open up the Firebase console, and you need to go to the cloud messaging section over here. It will open up, and over here you see this button over here which says send your first message. Just click that, and over here you can just type in anything that you want to. Okay, first we will see when the app is open, okay, whether the notifications are being delivered to you or not. So let's go ahead and open the app. Okay, and the app is running right now on the iPhone. So let's say test not one. Okay, so let's say hello there. Okay, and just click next, and over here you need to select the app. Okay, so let's select the app, which is test FPGCM. Okay, and which is our app, by the way. Okay, we just click next. Scheduling, you want to send it now or later, whenever you want, but we need to test it now, so we'll just select now and click next. Just click next for this. If this is for the analytics, okay, so I don't need that, and just click next. And over here you can play a sound, you can specify the iOS badge. Now the iOS badge is like, you know, the small red you know, the circles that are over the app icons, which shows you the count of the notification. So this is called the iOS badge. I don't want this for now, so I just keep it disabled, and I will just say review, and this is the summary of my message, and I will just click publish. So okay, it will take a while for the messages to be, you know, sent and delivered to the iOS device. So over here you can see that the message is sent, and we should receive a message soon if things are all right in the app. Okay, so if we have done it correctly, the notifications will be delivered to our app. Wow, so the notification is here, and it says hello there, test not one is a title, and it says hello there. This is what we had sent from the Google Cloud Messaging UI. Let's go and put this app on the background, and rather, you know, lock the iPhone and see. Okay, so again I will just click new notification, and over here we'll say test not to, and let's say hello there. Okay, and follow the same steps that we had done in the previous step. Okay, let's click next, and same things. So just review and publish. Okay, and we will see if the notification is being sent or not. Wow, so the notification is here, and you can see that it has been delivered even if the app is in the background.
So this is how you implement Google Firebase notifications in your Swift project. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, please reach me out in the comment section. I'll be happy to help as always. And please like and subscribe to the channel, and see you until next time. Cheers.